So NFL made a big rule change. Overtime. Only in the playoffs. The rules have changed. One possession for each team. Right, Corey? I did some research on it, but I believe it's one possession. So, for instance, in the Kansas City Buffalo, right? Kansas City comes down and scores. Buffalo gets a possession.
Yep.
And if they come down and score, then it's sudden death. Whoever scores, obviously, in the next possession. Do you guys like the overtime rule?
Better. I mean, with today's NFL, it feels like whoever wins the coin toss is going to win the game.
Yeah.
So anything that addresses that feels like a win for fans. I don't know if the math backs up how that feels like it's going or it's trending, but the NFL seems to think that it does. I personally, I would just assume have like a 10 or 12-minute quarter.
That's what Jim Harbaugh said. He said just make it a full quarter. He said make it a 12-minute quarter, and once the quarter ends, it's a continuation. It's not overtime like who scores. It's a quarter of football. So like if a team scores, you have a chance to score. You have 12 minutes, and whoever's the winner. But they got shut down. But I like that idea, Corey. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for that. I think it makes things interesting because say you score first, is the other team going to go down, score, go for two to just win the game outright then? It adds a little more dilemma. I did kind of like the rule proposal from Philly, maybe. But it was if you scored a touchdown and got the 2-point conversion, that was ball game.
Yep. I think Philly did say that.
Yes, I know somebody proposed that. I don't remember quite who it was, but it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, I don't think, but it's at least better than just feeling like, whoever wins the coin toss just wins.
Got the coin toss. All right.
It's just nothing worse than having an epic game and it come down to the flip of a coin.
Yeah. Craig, what's your thoughts, man?
I think it's the same thing as the last thing. It's the same exact thing, except like it's an uneven. It can be an uneven amount of time that one team possesses the ball over the other team. If you score as it is now, if you score, or if you get the coin toss and you go down, you score a touchdown, game's over. Now with the new rule, if you score a touchdown, they can match it, but then you can go down, score a touchdown again, and game's over. It didn't change. And I don't think so. I mean, it did, but it didn't. Like, it's just, you're just still having the same issue that you had before, I think. So if they have another game where Kansas City and Buffalo, whatever it is, play, and they each get a possession, Mahomes scores, Allen scores, and then Mahomes scores, people are going to say, well, Allen didn't get a chance to match it. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Would you rather have like a quarter? Like, I really like that idea where it's like a straight quarter. Yeah, I
do like the quarter, but then it's going to be the same thing, I guess, at the end. Like, if it's tied at the end of the quarter, then you just go to another whole quarter until it's not tied anymore. Is that what you just keep playing until it's not tied?
I think it would be sudden death.
Or let's go to sudden death afterwards.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard though.
The sudden death thing
most times we see a game going to the fifth quarter. That happens a lot in basketball. I don't see that happening that much in NFL.
I would even be willing to do away with overtime in the regular season and have overtime be exclusively a postseason thing.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it because if you have a 12, 15-minute quarter in overtime and it's tied, then you just do the stupid shootout like they do in college, just to speed the game up. Like, you don't have another sudden death thing or something like that. I don't know, man.
So you have it like in college. Is it
25?
25?
25 or whatever it is. You can start from the 40. I don't care. And then, but you have to go for two or something like that, straight off the bat. You don't go for extra points or nothing like that. No field goals, whatever it is. Like, you have, or I guess you could kick a field goal if you wanted to. But if you score a touchdown, you have to go for two.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, trying to.
There's no field goal. That would be very interesting.
Well, I mean, like, you have the quarter overtime, and then after that, then you go to college type thing or whatever it is. You can put your own spin on it if you want to. Start from the 50 if you want to.
That'll be interesting. Where if the score's tied after y'all had a full fifth quarter, then there's no field goals, 4 downs to get down the field.
Yeah, that's cool with me too. I don't care. There's something
that's after.
It kind of feels like I guess it's never going to be fair and it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
As it is now, even though you still, like they did up the rule or whatever, change the rule, it's still not perfect. It's still not an even balance. But I mean, at some point, I guess you have to say, if you're a defensive player or you're a defensive minded person, you have to say that the defense has to stop somebody because they're out there as well. So I can understand that point. I think Mo had brought that up a few weeks ago, whatever it is, and we talked about this before. But at the same time, I just feel like both teams should have the same amount of possessions or something like that. I don't know, or somebody brought this up on the radio. If the team has home field, give them the extra possession. But then I don't know how that will work because I guess because they're the home team, you give them the extra possession. So that way you can't sit there and say, well, the defensive team or the away team didn't get a chance. And even though that they scored, the home team still has the last opportunity because they're the home team in that playoff scenario. I can understand that a little bit, but I mean, then I was kind of thinking, well, what if the home team doesn't want the ball first? Or what if the home team loses the coin toss? Or I guess technically it wouldn't be no coin toss. I guess the home team would get the ball first. But that would come to if your quarterback is hurt.
Yeah.
And your home team is up
there. They want to kick it off.
Now all of a sudden you got your backup quarterback in there instead of your main quarterback in there.
So you're saying if they have home field, they would make the choice whether to kick or receive?
No. I'm saying I guess if you're the home team and it's in the playoffs, then you will get the ball first. So that way you have two opportunities to score, an opportunity to go down, score. If they score a match, then you have the last opportunity to score.
Oh, man, home field would be
home field advantage would kind of matter a lot more. In the idea that you go to overtime.
Damn. So you're saying, okay, Kansas City, we're overtime, Kansas City, Buffalo. Kansas City's at home. They get it, they score. Buffalo gets it, then they score. But because KC has home advantage, home field.
They can go down and score or get a field goal. Game over. I just heard that on the radio this morning. I'm trying to think
home field will be huge.
How that would work.
Yeah.
That would make home field feel a lot more. But I mean, I don't know.
It's already huge to get that high.
But I mean, it would kind of be weird if, say, Dallas is 9-8. Well, they're already doing this, but Dallas is 9-8, but they're hosting 13-4 Rams.
Yeah.
And now they had the extra up because they're the home team. I think maybe.
So what happens in the Super Bowl then?
Huh?
Yeah. What happens in the Super Bowl for a neutral site game?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's another one. Oh.
I don't know. I didn't think all this, dude, man. I just heard it.
It's an interesting idea.
It's interesting.
But I think that it could also be worth just getting rid of extra points for overtime as well. So that if you score, you got to go for 2 and just increase the level of difficulty for the offense.
Yeah, I like that. No extra points. Because then if you score, you have to go for 2.
And what if you score and you don't get the 2? They come down, they score.
And get the 2?
Now, do they go for 2 or can they kick the extra point? They have to go.
No extra points. They'd have to go for 2 as well.
Okay.
I like that. Keeps it spicy. I like that. Yeah, it'll get very interesting. Interesting.
I know, like Mike Tomlin came out and said, I'm not afraid of sudden death, and as most like people are saying, putting onus, the defense needs to make a stop, but like the NFL's changed. The defenses already have a hard enough time with the rules and everything.
Yes.
You get to the end of games these days, offenses are running up and down the field. They're gassed. Like it's not as simple as just get a stop.
No,
so,
you're right.
Anything to kind of level the playing field in an evolving NFL, I'm for.
Yeah, because it's. I'm not gonna lie, man, and I've said this a couple times. It's trending offense. Now I just, man, this is very, very interesting. There is about to be a huge market for receivers because now you're seeing teams that make it to the Super Bowl or they have a good amount of receivers. Their receiver depth is good. Like they're having like their number 1, then they have a number 2, and their number 3 could be a starter. that's why it's going to be very interesting to see like what Green Bay does. What the Chiefs.
You've also had what, 3, 4, 5 years in a row where you've had very good wide receiver classes coming out of college.
Yep.
So you're seeing a massive influx of talent as well that I think kind of.
And again this year, they're talking about this receiving class is good again. They're saying like 4, maybe 5 receivers are first round talent. So you could be picking what Green Bay or Kansas City's picking in the first round and get a phenomenal talent.